Now, of course, the big game on Sunday, one of the big games, is Clare against Waterford in Semple Stadium, Thurles. Anthony, you've played against Clare twice. What did you make of Clare this year?
Very good team, Marty. Their strategy seems to be working very well under Davy. Like, I suppose last year they came through and he was trying to break them into the system, and this year they've definitely moved on a step or two. The first day we played them in Parky Ring in the league, they gave us a bit of a tipping there in the second half. We were ahead at half time, but they came out and kind of overran us in the second half. And I suppose the game in Limerick, the relegation battle, had a very championship feel to it. The fact that no team wanted to get relegated or anything like that, but they're a very hard team to play against, a very fit team. They have a fantastic free taker in Colin Ryan as well, so he'll punish you from anywhere around the field. Like, so they're playing good hurling.
I noticed, John, that James E. O'Connor mentioned recently that Clare were a big, strong, physical team, and that there was a great physical presence now.
Yeah, they've worked on that, but I still think they're probably not as physically well developed as this Waterford team. Particularly the Waterford half-back line has been the key to Waterford beating Clare the last two times they've met, and I think it'll probably define how this game goes. Tony Kelly's been excellent so far for Clare, and he'll give you a little insight there because he's very good against them, but that match-up against Brick Walsh could well define the game. Kelly's, for my mind, the best young hurler to emerge since Joe Canning, and he plays a sort of a floating role. He drifts all over the place, great man to pick a point off either side, really, really quick. And the only time I've ever seen Brick Welsh struggle in a hurling game was against Tipperary's Noel McGrath, when Noel McGrath played a similar sort of a floating role, because Brick likes to hold his ground there. But if you have a man who's able to go out the field and pick points from distance like Noel McGrath can, and like Tony Kenny can, that can be exposed, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's a serious hurler, isn't he?
He's after a great start to the year so far, especially in the league. I was lucky enough to play with Brick Walsh in the interprovincials this year, and he's a fantastic player, and he's the heart and soul of Waterford hurling as well. So they're two contrasting figures. Tony likes to move around, Brick holds the middle and holds it very well. Like, so I think that'll be one of the main battles the next day, to see who will end up winning the game.
Will Waterford miss John Milan?
Oh, absolutely. Like, any team would. You see Stephen Lumphy's gone as well, and even Stephen Daniels this year is after getting injured, so they're after losing three big players from their team over the last year. So I think any team would, but you see the team they named there the last day, there's a lot of fantastic players. You've the likes of Kevin Moore and Brick Walsh, like I mentioned there, Seamus Prendergast playing great hurling again, so it'll be a very intriguing game,
From a strategic point of view, where is this going to be won and lost? Is it that battle between Tony Kelly and Brick Walsh?
Yeah, I think that's huge, and also Clare have conceded goals a bit too much the last couple of years. They have a debutant fullback in there, McInerney.
He's a good hurler, though.
Very good hurler, and he was good against you guys too, wasn't he? But that's a big ask. It'll be interesting to see will Waterford try, and maybe they might put a big Seamus Prendergast in him, test him early, see what he's like under a few high balls. So I think, it'll be pivotal that between whether the sort of irresistible force of Clare's sniper attacks and making that space, and whether they can drag that Waterford half-back line to space, and whether the Waterford midfield will drop a little deeper in front to clutter up that space around Kelly. I think that's how it's going to be defined. There wasn't much between these two teams last year. Waterford have lost Milan. I think Clare, those young lads are a little bit better, so I think they're just going about edge it.
Do the winners of this game have an advantage? Because you're waiting in the long grass as such.
Yeah, I suppose you'd love to have a championship match under your belt before you meet another team, but then again, it's also a risk of losing. It's an extra match for a team then as well. But I suppose coming into us, having a game played and having the 3 weeks to get ready again is definitely going to help either team. But I suppose we have our training schedule set out, and we knew at the start of the year what we had to do. We had to wait. Obviously we'd prefer to be in the league final, closer to the championship, but I suppose we just have to get ready for it, and training matches and challenge matches and training hard will hopefully get us to the level where we need to be on the day.
How big a loss is Paddy O'Sullivan? Because he's been...
Oh, massive, obviously, not only as a player on the field, he's a great character. He was the guy actually that was tweeting about my dress sense, so I suppose I should get him a dig back, but unfortunately he's a huge loss to us as a player. He had a fantastic league. We spoke about the Railway Cup there a while ago. He was phenomenal in the Railway Cup as well, and he's a great character, and he's a team that I'd say, or a player that a team would have gone onto the field and would have worried about, but hopefully the next best thing for him is just to get back as soon as he can. He'll be in the dressing room with us because he'll be getting treatment anyway, so he'll still be around to give us a few words and help, but we prefer to have him on the team, obviously.